Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar where we are going to talk about rounding out your FM knowledge by going over and discussing all of the core competencies that we do offer. Joining me today will be Kim Coffey, and we are going to just jump right in. Before we do, though, I wanted to go over a couple of housekeeping items. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos so that we can share this and reach other FMs like yourselves to make sure that we are getting that message out there of what's available and how you can help fill some gaps in knowledge.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gail. I am coming to you from IFMA, yes, from IFMA, but also from Houston, Texas. So let us know where you're joining us from. This is IFMA's PD webinar where we're going to be talking about our professional development, but why IFMA? Why PD through IFMA? We believe our vision and mission statements really show the impact that FMs can have. When you see make the world a better place, that may sound lofty, but if you look at just the footprint of facilities and then the people who manage and operate those facilities, the impact you can have on the use of natural resources, just the health and safety of individuals in there. It truly is important that FMs are performing at their highest level. We've been around for more than 40 years. We have actually reached the 24,000 member mark globally. We have 139 chapters in more than 100 different countries. So we are absolutely more than prepared to help support and advance you as the facility manager.
So we do have a pathfinding for IFMA's professional development. And you'll see it listed here. For those who are just starting out, or maybe you're in an adjacent role to FM and you're curious about what FM is about, the Essentials program is a great starting point. For those who maybe you're ready to move into the next level, you've been doing this for about a year, or maybe you just want to fine tune those skills in the foundational competencies, the FMP is a lifelong credential that will be able to provide you that foundation of what FMs are dealing with. Next on our path is going to be what we're going to discuss today, our core competencies. So again, if you are looking to fill any gaps in knowledge or just become more efficient in what you're doing, this is where you want to start. We also have that leading into our SFP, our Sustainability Facility Professional Credential. And then all of that will lead into your CFM certification. And that's where you can highlight your experience and knowledge of all that you have done in facility management.
Exactly right. And as Gail said, we will be focusing today on the core competencies. But if you have questions on any of these other items, check out some of our past webinars or send us an email. We'll be sharing that information with you. First of all, 11 core competencies. You'll see here on the left-hand side of this slide that there are 4 stacked on top of each other with the FMP next to it. These 4 competencies reflect what we feel are the foundational competencies. And once you take each one of those 4 courses, you will be eligible to submit for your FMP credential, which Gail said is a lifelong credential. The other 7 that are shown here are the ones that we're going to focus in on today and talk a little bit more about that. You don't have to try to read each one of those. We will be covering them individually in our presentation.
Yes. So if you have any knowledge gaps that you'd like to close, or maybe you just want to increase your value to your organization by expanding your areas of expertise, these would be those 7 that you, actually 11, but these 7 we're going to focus on today would be those that you would want to delve into.
And
Yeah.
actually, real quick, Gail, I'm going to pop back to this slide. If you have any specific questions or one of these is something that you're interested in learning a little bit more about, let us know. What do you feel may be a gap in yours? Lucas, Shannon, you guys pop something in there. One of these, is it IT? Is it human factors, sustainability, risk management? We want to know what is it either that you feel you may need additional information in, or you're just interested in learning more. Sorry, Gail, I'm going to send us back over here.
Absolutely. So these are a great way to just upskill, right? If you already want to specialize in something like real estate, or maybe you don't do anything with real estate in your day to day. This would be a great way to just fill that gap in knowledge. Price point, time commitment, they're all accessible. They don't take a long time to go through. They are an optional prep course for the CFM exam, and they do provide maintenance activities for not just the CFM, but any, I guess, training
Professional
certification.
professional certification that you have where you need to show CEUs, continuing education units. Yeah, absolutely. Like Gail said, if you've already earned your CFM, you can use these towards your maintenance activities. If you are looking to earn your CFM and get ready to sit for that certification because it tests your knowledge and does not require any specific training because the questions are not based on the training, it's based on your experience as a facility manager. These courses are actually ideal. And these are things that IFMA has prepared as optional study resources.
So let's just jump right into our sustainability course. So you will have an
Easy
awareness
for you to
of,
say.
yep, of the finite nature of resources available to
Mhm.
support a steadily growing world. So you'll see listed there the topics that are covered in this sustainability course: energy, water, materials and consumables, waste, workplace, and site. This would be a great starting point for those who are looking for, I mean, we've already done work. Oh my goodness. We have already, majority of people have already picked that low hanging fruit when it comes to applying sustainable practices in their organization. This will help you delve a little bit deeper into a little bit more of those sustainable practices and how you can really limit your footprint when it comes to carbon emissions or all of the other terms that we hear every day now, because this is more along of what we are hearing because COVID did push this to the forefront. And I
Mhm.
will say, if you are interested, just a little quick, if you're interested in going further once you have completed your sustainability course, the SFP would be a great next on your list if you're looking to earn a lifelong credential, and then just learn more about sustainable practices.
Yeah, this will teach you the concepts of how sustainability can be applied within the built environment, but this is also going to be where it'll tell you if you're ready for that next step of the SFP, and that's where strategy meets implementation. And so, if you are looking to get beyond that low hanging fruit, you've changed out your light bulbs, you've put in the sensors to know if somebody's in a room or not, really ready to make that next step, the SFP is what you would want to do after this. And something that is important to understand, if you purchased IFMA's sustainability course and then you would like to go into the SFP, you will get a credit for what you spent on this course towards the cost of the SFP. So don't feel that any of this would be wasted. It truly will lead you into that next step and evolution of your learning journey. The next one that we'll focus on is IFMA's risk management course. So, what this will teach you is it's going to prepare you about looking at your organization from a risk management perspective and really um, check out your strategies, make sure that you have resiliency baked into that strategy, also helping you to identify those human and physical assets that would be at risk should a threat occur. So, this is really important and something that FMs should be thinking about. It goes beyond your standard operations and maintenance, really gets you thinking more further along in your strategy. And for any of you who may be contributing to how your insurance policies are written, making sure that your assets are covered in that, let's see if there's something that you could have in your risk management policy that might help you alleviate some of those costs. So that again, it's an important consideration.
Next on our list is communications course. This is where you're going to learn how to review, discuss, and explain fundamental knowledge and skills an FM needs to be an effective and efficient communicator. So this applies to formal and informal interactions. It'll help you develop, manage, and oversee the FM communication plan. It'll also help you communicate effectively and appropriately with senior management. So I think this would be a really great course if you are looking to hold those conversations. so that you can understand where your role is in your organization.
Yes, a lot of times we do hear that there's a need to understand change management. Communication, I feel, runs through just about everything that facilities teams do. We saw in the pandemic that it's very important to communicate what's happening and a lot of times why it's happening. Same with sustainability. If you change the products that you're ordering into your building because they're compostable, or you put reusable cups and glasses in the service areas, you want to explain why you're doing that and how is that eliminating or eliminated waste helping to really help manage the amount of waste that you, as your facility, are delivering to landfills. So communication is extremely key, as Gail was saying. And then coming in here, I don't really hear this being talked about very much, but it is really important. And don't be put off by the title, IFMA's Occupancy and Human Factors course. This is about crafting those workplace experiences and learning about employee engagement and culture. Where we operate from, where we do our jobs from, that informs so much of our culture, the ability to have collaborative spaces, the opportunities to talk with one another, the fact that you can work in an environment where, even if it is more of an open concept, there are things that you can do to make sure that there's not a lot of sound and noise. So, this is, I think, a critical part. Actually, all 11 competencies, right? They're going to be considered critical. But this will show you best practices relating to occupancy and human factors. And Daniela, who is our marketing manager for professional development, did a fantastic job with this graphical image because it ties in and pulls in occupancy and humans and how we use that space.
Next is going to be our Facility Information Management and Technology Management course. This is going to be how FMs start a dialogue with the organization's IT function and other stakeholders. So again, we've all picked that low-hanging fruit. We have all these sensors, we have all this technology coming at us really fast. We need to understand, how do we use it? Reporting is a great way to utilize this new software or system that you've just implemented, and you just need to know how to use it. So this course will help fill those gaps in understanding how to leverage modern tools and techniques for today's workplaces and occupants. It sounds kind of cheesy, but it is true. If you're not using it for the whole that you got it for, so if you're only using 40% of the software, was that a good investment? Or if you weren't the person who purchased it, but you're the person who's now maintaining it, back to that communications course, you need to have that understanding of, okay, now where do we go? What are
Mhm.
we wanting to report on? What are we wanting? What trends do we need to understand so that we are making a sustainable footprint, right? So information management and technology management course, this will be a great fit to helping you really and truly understand what role you play when it comes to some of the software that your organization has purchased.
Yeah, my challenge to all of the facilities folks watching this and anybody that you're talking to is to understand that technology is not your IT department's concern.
Good
It
point.
is it is really important for facility managers to be involved and engaged and if not making the decisions, then determining how to implement and make the most use of that technology. Right now, of course, it says information management. We also see that the technology that's being impacted is operational technology. So anything that automates or has predictive maintenance, anything that has software that's watching it, be aware that that, of course, can impact how your facility is run. And so you really need to have an understanding of that technology. Do not feel that this should be something that only your IT team is managing, right, Gail?
Yes.
Coming into real estate, just depending on what your organization's footprint is, are you leasing? Do they own the building? Do you have people leasing space within the building that your company owns? Understanding real estate and how all of that works together is really important. You want to be able to understand that interface between making real estate decisions, the FM function, and then the ability of your organization to achieve its goals. There's a lot of key performance indicators in here. Buildings are a massive asset for an organization. So being able to develop and implement those real estate strategies that supports the core business will include assessing, acquiring, and possibly disposal of real estate and space management. You know, Gail, one of the hot topics today is the hybrid workforce. And will people have people return to the office or to the workplace in your facility? Are you finding that there's areas that are being underutilized? Should you look at maybe changing those areas, or are you going to reduce your footprint? Or are you actually combining multiple areas into one? So understanding the real estate aspect would be very helpful for you. And if it's not something that you've done before, Gail mentioned that at the beginning of this presentation, this is your opportunity to expand your knowledge and your awareness of those particular areas of FM without necessarily having to change your job. And that's just going to prepare you for whatever that next step may be in your particular journey as a facility manager.
And then last but not least, our performance and quality course. Um, all of our performance and quality management techniques have been around for ages. Nothing new. It's just as things evolve, as things change, you want to make sure that you have everything that you need in order to be there to provide whatever it is that you're doing. So this course is going to provide you a comprehensive toolbox specific to facility management. It's going to help you develop a systems thinking perspective and provide that critical insight to apply quality related FM practices. You'll also be able to use basic and quality statistical tools for better data analysis while working with stakeholders to set those expectations for facilities and related service requirements. So it might not just be what you're doing in your organization, but if you're a service provider, having that outward look to say, well, I know we're graded, so what are we doing that maybe we need to look at and maybe make a few tweaks or changes to? This would be a great course to help with overall, all around FM things, tasks, jobs. So,
If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And having established elements, not elements, but levels of excellence that you want to achieve, it's all about quality. And that's something that I feel drives this profession. There's so much about the experience. It's about people and place, and that's where the FMs live. So, how can we find all of this? Well, there's the courses that we've just gone over. IFMA does offer a course for each of the 11 competencies that we've identified that FMs need to be knowledgeable in order to have an effective facility. But there's also additional ways that you can learn and add to your knowledge. Depending on the time that you have available to go through this, maybe you're short on time. We have different videos available for as low as $25, and they can be 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So very much where you can sit down, maybe even over lunch, and have a little bit of a self-learning session. If you bundle these, then you will save. So one thing that IFMA wants to do is not make you adapt your learning needs to what we have available. We've really worked hard to find ways to provide just a wide menu of options for you, from professional credentials to bite-sized videos.
and speaking of your learning abilities, the way these courses are set up is they are all online, self-paced. Once you're purchased, you're logged in, you have the ability to either read a flipbook version or you can download a PDF. If you're more of a physical, I need the book in hand, we do have hard copies available as well. You'll read through the chapters, and then there will be one final assessment at the end of each of those courses.
Exactly right. Go ahead, Gail.
Sorry. If you're not sure where to start, we're both like, ah. If you're not sure where to start, please jump on our website, take a career compass. It's a quick and easy way to determine where to start your journey. It's a quick 2-minute survey, and it will definitely point you with what you're currently doing, what your goal is to be in 1 year, in 5 years. Somebody from our team will reach out to you to help identify and help you to really understand, okay, this is where I'm at. What are your goals? Perfect. This is the training journey or the learning journey that you should, or that we would suggest that you be on so that you can reach those goals to have all of your gaps filled.
That's right. Sometimes just knowing where to start is all you need to get started.
Mm-hmm.
And here we, as an appreciation for listening to our webinar today, we have put together some special savings for you. The code is Summer Learning 50 to get $50 off of any one of those core competency courses. But if you're ready to really dive in and take that deeper dive into all of the 7 courses, we have a bundle for that as well. So Summer Learning 100 will save $100 from the Core Competency Course bundle. And it's important to note that while we would love to have you as an IFMA member, membership is not required to access any of the training that we've talked about today. You can access any of our professional development. However, if you are an IFMA member, you will enjoy additional savings. So you would already have a reduced amount, and then you could use one of these 2 codes depending on the product that you're looking at pursuing. You could use Summer Learning for $50 off or Summer Learning for $100 off. And you may see as well that we have a GSA schedule contract number there. If you work for a federal agency, we have special pricing for you. We are already pre-approved by being on the GSA schedule, so the procurement process is going to be a little bit easier on you. But we do have an expiration on these discount codes, so please make sure that you go online and purchase these before May 31st. Gail, anything
Yes.
else?
Nope. Just
All
if
right.
you have any questions for us, you can send them to corporate connections at ifma.org, where we will gladly help figure out how we can help you.
Yep. And just for you here, that's the email address that Gail had mentioned. So be sure to follow that instruction just to get some additional assistance. And then, Gail, I'm going to take a quick moment before we actually officially end just to see if there's any questions that we can address. And I do want to have a little shout out. We have other staff that are looking at the various social media posts and answering questions in real time on that. So I see both Tino and Cassandra have been very helpful in mentioning all of that. So we do have a question here about CFM Core Competency Bundle. So Tariq, that is going to be a 2-part answer for your question. First of all, depending on your comfort level for the 4 courses that we talked about for the FMP, that would be one bundle for the FMP courses. And then another one would be for the other 7 courses that we've talked about. Because there's several different prices, what I'd like to do is just ask either Cassandra or Tino to put a link in there to the course
Course
catalog.
catalog.
Yes, so that you would be able to see the pricing that would apply for you. And again, please do make note of the Summer Learning 50 or Summer Learning 100. For you, for the bundle, it would be Summer Learning 100 so that you could get an additional $100 off of whatever price it is that you would qualify for. All right. Well, I will say thank you so much for joining us today. If you do have any questions, reach out to us at corporateconnections@ifma.org. We would love to have a conversation with you and help you find where you would be able to start on your learning journey, because each of us have a very unique story to how we all came into FM and where you are currently, just know that IFMA has exactly what you need when you need it, and we encourage you to continue to learn. Thank you so much, and we hope that you have a great day.
Yes, thank you for joining us today.